Hi, welcome back to the Jessica with Knits podcast. I am Jessica, your host, and this is episode 30 of the podcast. This is a knitting podcast, and I also talk a little bit about homesteading, and I'm currently 21 weeks pregnant, so that will kind of be the theme of the podcast today. Today is the 12th of January, 2018. Guys, I can't believe it's 2018 already. It's crazy. Yeah, so I hope you guys are doing well. To any new viewers, thank you so much for watching me. And to anybody returning, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. I love hanging out with you guys. I love watching other podcasts while I knit. So hopefully you guys like watching mine too. Yeah, so this is a knitting podcast, so let's talk some knitting. If you watched last episode, the only work in progress I had then was my newborn vertebrae. I have since completed it. I think I completed it either that day or the next day. I completed it on New Year's Eve because I wanted. Oh, excuse me, the big yawn. I wanted it to be done in 2017. So, without further ado, this is the newborn vertebrae. And then in the front, that was the back. In the front, it's completely open. So you can do skin-to-skin contact with your baby. Absolutely love it. It is very neon, very green. We are not finding out the gender of our baby. We're due May 25th. So we're 21 weeks today, and we are over halfway through the pregnancy. But we're not finding out the gender. We want it to be a surprise, and so all of the baby knits that I'm knitting are on the gender neutral side. I don't really know where neon green fits into that. It is not pink or blue. But yeah, I love it. So the pattern I did not alter at all. I just did it as is. Yeah, it's like such a sweet little cardigan. It folds up into the cutest little sweater to be put away. I mean, it's just like so cute. So I was excited to finish that one, and that was my only work in progress last week. Since then, I have finished a couple objects. If you watched last episode, excuse me, we had to go down to Houston for my father-in-law's funeral. So it was about a 7-hour drive each way. Thankfully, hubby drives, so I can knit the whole way. The funeral was really nice. Yeah, I mean, it was a funeral, but it was just what the pastor said was really sweet. And a lot of his family, my father-in-law's side of the family was there. So it was really nice to catch up with all of them. Tim got to spend a lot of time with his sister, which was really good. And I got a lot of knitting time in. So, on the way down there, I cast on for a baby sweater. And this might be my favorite knit of recent knits. I knit the Willie sweater. It's Willie, and it is a wiener dog. Super cute, super fun, super whimsical. I like having things that aren't just like off the rack, like I just don't want everybody to have, I don't want to be in the same thing that everybody else is in, and I don't want my child to, look like an ad from Baby Gap. So I like having things that I created and have my own special touch on them. So without further ado, this is the Willie sweater. Sorry. I'm filming on my computer today instead of my iPad because I could not find my iPad tripod. I think my husband put it somewhere and I have no idea where. Excuse me. So I'm on the computer. I've got the computer like precariously stacked on top of 2 plastic bins full of yarn. So if you guys move at all, right now the dogs are sleeping, but when they're not, if they walk by, it kind of shakes the whole computer. So I apologize. But what I was trying to say is I'm not used to like where to hold the sweater or the object because normally I'm on my iPad. But, okay, if we go, oops, like that, there. So it is super cute. It's like backwards. It's so confusing. Super cute. The Willy dog goes all the way around the back. Okay, I gotta, oh, guys, I'm sorry. There. Sorry, it shouldn't be this hard, should it? I put his ear, like, can you guys see that? It's not charted, it's supposed to be sewn on after. I just picked up stitches and knit it on, because I hate sewing things on. I did have to tack it down right in the center. Okay, where's the, sorry, like that. I had to tack it down, otherwise it was just flipping straight up. So that wasn't very cool. I added a little red collar on to match the red buttons, and yeah, I absolutely love it. And I think it's totally gender neutral. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, but it flew because it's worsted weight. So it flew off the needles, especially after doing like a little fingering weight sweater. I think this was, the cuff was on size 0 and the sweater was on size 2. And I think the cuff here was 4 and then the actual sweater part was 5s. So worsted weight on size 5s flew compared to fingering weight on size 2s. Now this one I said I did not alter at all, which is the truth. This one I altered a ton. So the original pattern has like a circular yoke. I did not like that. It just didn't look crisp to me. I wanted the sweater to be clean and crisp. So I did a raglan sweater. So I followed the pattern for the little coffee bean, which I believe is a free pattern on Ravelry. And it's just a simple raglan worsted weight sweater. The coffee bean one is striped, but obviously I did not do it striped. So the coffee bean pattern has a ribbed, like all of this is ribbed. I did it in garter because in the Willy pattern, it's in garter. And I just like, it's more whimsical to me to have it be in garter. So I followed the little coffee bean pattern up until I was ready for the chart. Then the Willy pattern is written for bulky yarn, and this was worsted. So I just looked at the number of stitches that I had, and I followed the chart for that. So, not making sense, but for the little coffee bean, I made the 6-month size. I think I did the chart for like the 12 to 18 month size, because I just had to go off the number of stitches that I had. So, or maybe I did it the 0 to 3. I forget which way it went. But in any case, I just followed the chart for however many stitches I had. So that way the dog would come out okay. The rest of it, I did the little coffee bean sweater. Like I said, except for the garter. That I did garter, and in the pattern, it's like a 2x2 rib. So, yeah, I love it. If I did this again, I would not do the tail charted like that. I just think it doesn't look clean. So what I would do is, like, I would leave all of this gray, and I just wouldn't do the tail charted. And then I think I would do like an I-cord tail. So that way the tail would be floppy too, like the ear. I think that would be super cute. And that way each side would have something, you know, floppy. But it's too late now. I'm not going to take it out just for that. But if I ever do a second one, I think I would do it that way instead. And then if you didn't like it that way, you could just duplicate stitch a tail on, you know, like the charted tail on, and nobody would ever know you didn't knit it on. So that's what I would do. Again, it folds up super cute. Oh, like baby knits are just so addicting, guys. Yeah, so This was my Houston trip sweater. I knit like half of it on the way going down, and I think I finished the next half the second day. So it flew. So that's my second finished object of the week. Then a family friend back in California asked me if I would knit her a scarf. So somebody had knit her daughter a scarf, and she really wanted a similar scarf. So she sent me a picture, and I found a pattern that was pretty similar, and she told me what color yarn she wanted, and the pattern called for like bulky, and I don't have any bulky in my stash, except maybe like 1 or 2 skeins. Nothing that would be enough to make a scarf. So I went to Hobby Lobby. She wanted a gradient, and of course she wanted the yarn that was pictured in the pattern, but that it's a free, I use the zigzag pattern. It's a free Lion brand pattern, but of course the color that she wanted has been discontinued. So I couldn't even order it online to get her the same color. So I went to Hobby Lobby, and I was like in the store, texting her pictures of the different color skeins so she could tell me if she liked them or not. So finally we decided on one, and I cast that on down in Houston, and then that was supposed to be what I would knit on the drive home, but that didn't happen, because I'll tell you why in a little bit. So anyways, once we got home from Houston, I finished up that scarf, and I mailed it off yesterday. So I don't have it here to show you, but I will try to insert pictures. My husband generously modeled the scarf. He channeled his inner Stephen West and posed to model this scarf. So I'll try to insert those pictures here. If I don't remember, or if I can't, they are on Instagram. On Instagram, I am Jessica Ruth Knits. On Ravelry, I forgot to say this earlier. On Ravelry, I am Sergeant Griff's Girl. So it's SGTGRIFFS Girl, GIRL. And those are the 2 places that you can find me. So I finished this scarf. That was my 3rd finished object of the past like 2 weeks. Then yesterday I cast on, because yesterday I mailed out the scarf, so I was ready for a new project. So I cast on the sheepish little sweater. And holy cow, guys, this one's really cute too. I just finished this morning. Look at this. Oh, I love it. So cute. Right, okay. Oh, get it. There. Like that. Now, this sweater is supposed to have these sheep on the sleeve here. I knit the first sleeve with the sheep on it, and it was way too tight. Like, the color work was fine, but like this here stretches, but because it was on the sleeve, it was over so few stitches that it was super tight, and even though I trapped the floats, they still went like every 5 stitches, and so I was afraid that, when you're putting a little baby in, I was afraid the little fingers would get caught in the floats. I figure it's already hard enough to get a baby dressed, so you don't really want to be fighting with floats. I did think that I could just flip it inside out to get past the float part, and then put baby's arm through, and then roll it, and then roll it back over baby's arm. But by the time I flipped it inside out, it was way too tight to try to get a hand through. So I just undid the sheep part and knit the rest of it blue. And I think it turned out totally fine. Having the sheep on the arms also made it way more busy. And this way you focus on the sheep on the body. So, again, there. Super cute. I'm hoping once I block it, the collar will settle down. But I also think once it's on baby, it'll be more stretched and it'll go around. So right now it's like funky collar, but I think once it's blocked and once it's on baby, it'll be fine. Also, the back flips up, so once I block it, I'll see if that goes away. Otherwise, I'm not going to worry about the back either once it's on baby. So, again, super fun. This has a matching hat with it that I think I will make because it's just so cute. So this one I did do the itty bittiest size. It's the 0 to 3 month, and it is tiny. But like I said, because we're not finding out the gender, I'm trying to do gender neutral things in the smaller sizes. That way, by the time baby's here and we know the gender, I can make the bigger sizes in gender specific colors. I mean, this one is super gender neutral too, even though, you know, it's blue for the sky. I totally think girls can wear blue and boys can wear pink, but some things that have like frills and lace just look way more girly. So this one I think is totally gender neutral. This would make an absolute adorable baby shower gift. It took less than 24 hours, even with knitting the color work on the sleeve, having to take it out and then knitting blue again. So, because it's so tiny, it just took no time at all. The yarn I used for both this one, so this is the same green as here. I put in a Knit Picks order because I wanted to do this sweater and I didn't have enough, like most of my stash is fingering weight. I have worsted here and there, but nothing that would make the colors for the sweater. So I wanted to order yarn for this. And as you know, with Knit Picks, if you spend $50, you get free shipping. And I happened to have a $50 gift certificate from a birthday a couple years ago. So I was shopping on Knit Picks. I put the yarn for the Willy sweater in my cart, and that was the Wool of the Andes Superwash. Somehow, when I ordered this Wool of the Andes, I didn't hit Superwash. So, I mean, I'm going to hand wash all of baby knits anyways. If you were making it for a gift, for a baby shower, I would definitely do it in Superwash. So, the green Superwash, but then the white and the blue are not. And the pattern, the little sheep faces are supposed to be black, but I didn't have black. But I had brown left over from Willy, so it's the same green, the same brown, and I don't really care. So this one is just knit Wool of the Andes, not Superwash. And again, I did it size 4s for the ribbing and size 5 for the body. And I don't have any of the ends woven in yet, but I will show you. Okay, so there's the ugly ends there. So those are my floats. I think they're fine. I trapped them every 5 at most, but usually every 4 when I needed to. So, and again, I'm not worried about fingers in this area because you have already slid the fingers in, you know, first when you're getting baby dressed. But, yeah, I think the color work turned out really well. There's no pulling. You can't see the colors that I floated behind it at all. So, yeah, I'm pretty darn pleased with that. Yeah, so like I said, this is what I finished this morning. Tim and I share a vehicle, and I had a doctor's appointment today, and he also works today. So he works 6 to 6 on the days that he works, which meant we had to leave the house at 4:30, and last night it iced. So driving the roads icy in the dark was not fun. So Tim drove into town to his work, and I went with. And I had to drop him off. I dropped him off at like 5:15. And then my doctor's appointment was at 10. So I could drive back home. It's about 45 minutes from Tim's work. So I'd get back home at 6. And then if my appointment's at 10, I'd have to leave at like 9. So that would give me 3 hours at home. But the problem is, if I drove back at 5:15, I'd be driving over the icy mountain, and I did not want to do that. Because it would still be dark and icy. So I figured at least if I wait to go home until after my appointment, it'll be like 11. It'll be less icy. It will be, it won't be dark. So I packed enough stuff to go sit at Starbucks for like 5 hours and knit. So I did most of this guy at Starbucks this morning. And yeah. And I just take my iPad and my headphones and watch podcasts about knitting. And I discovered a couple new ones today. And knit. And it's the same Starbucks I used to work at, so it's fun because I know pretty much everybody. But yeah, so that got done today. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 finished objects, guys. That's crazy. I don't have any works in progress that I started this week, but I will show you 2 works in progress that I'm going to work on in the upcoming week. Oh, this was the bag from that. Okay. In this bag, which is by the Fawn and the Fox. And it's like little mummies. I don't know if you guys can see those. I know it's Halloween-y, but whatever. It's January. I like the colors. So in this one is this little baby sweater. I started, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And then I put it away because I was like, we're never going to have a baby. So I just put it away, and I rediscovered it when I was organizing my stash. And I was like, huh, I'm pregnant. And it's gender neutral, guys. So, this is the pattern is Vinty? I think it's Vinty. Vinty by Gabrielle Dansknet. I think it's in my project page on Ravelry. I cannot pronounce her name for the life of me. But basically, it's another raglan sweater cardigan. So this is the back. This is the front. So all I have left to do is, I'll hold it like this. This is the bottom ribbing. So I just have to do this, I don't know, for like an inch or whatever. And then I have to do, pick up, along both the sides, along the collar, and knit the button band. So it's not too much left, but it's also the most boring part, or the part I dislike the most, because it's ribbing. This is on size 0, fingering weight. Again, this is Knit Picks. I don't know if I have the tags. No, I don't have the tags, but I believe it's all on my project page. This is the body, and then this one is the cuff. Yeah, so I really want to get this done off the needles. It's been sitting on the needles long enough. When I picked it up, I think I was like to here. So I've knit a couple inches on it since finding it in my stash. I was going to take it to Houston to try to get it finished up, but because it's at the ribbing and the picking up stitches, I knew it would be hard to pick these up in the car. If you're trying to pick up stitches on size 0 as the car is moving, I just didn't want to do that. So I decided I would just leave it here and get to it when I got back from Houston. So this is one of my goals to finish up, hopefully by next podcast. So there's that work in progress. Sorry, the bag fell. Put it back in its bag. Alright. That one I want to finish. Put him up there. Then, you guys are going to laugh at me. I found this work in progress. This is Elijah the elephant. And look, all he needs is one more ear. He's so close to being done. So, I knit, hold on, let me grab it. It's like right here. Okay, I made Roxy the Hippo. This is a pattern by Lolo Did It, Lauren. And so I absolutely love this guy, or this girl. I knit this when we were doing IVF, so she was kind of like our IVF mascot. She went to all of our appointments with us, took pictures, at the ultrasounds. So the elephant is the opposite colors of Ivy. So like Ivy's paws are the purple, the elephant is mainly the purple, and then the elephant's, like the pads of the feet are the color of Ivy. So they're like fraternal twins. Yeah, so all I have to do is the other ear. Like, that's not that hard. I don't know why I ever set it down like this. Like, I'd even put the stitches on the needle. But did I do it? No. So, my other goal for the next podcast is to finish Elijah the elephant. We'll have Ivy the hippo and Elijah the elephant. And I think they will be super cute for baby. So that is all the works in progress that I found amongst, I lied. There's a ton more works in progress that I found. These are the only ones I'm going to focus on this week. Excuse me. Excuse me. Acquisitions. I just have that Knit Picks box, and I way overestimated how much yarn I would need for these sweaters. So I still have all of this that I apparently thought I would need to do those baby sweaters. So this is like a whole nother Willy sweater right there. Maybe even 2 Willy sweaters worth of yarn. I don't know. I even have a little bit of the gray left. So I have no idea what I was thinking when I ordered all of this, but maybe I'll make another one in a bigger size. Maybe I'll use it for something else. I don't know. I also ordered, I'm not going to take them all out, but I'm going to take out the different colors. I'll set that back down. I ordered these. This is the Knit Picks Kotlin. So I ordered these 3 colors. I'm going to make a tank top. I can't remember the name of it. I've made it before in green, and I absolutely love the way it fits. It's like almost like a Roman V-neck, and then the tank top just comes like off the V-neck. I can't remember the name at all, but it's something like Sophie. I don't even know. I could lie and pretend that I know, but I don't. I'm not even gonna look it up because it'll take me forever to find it. Anyways, those colors are going to be a cotton tank top for me for the summer. The body's going to be blue, and then the neckband will be yellow and white. I think that'll be super pretty. The pattern is, like, once it gets over your boobs, it's kind of flowy. It's not fitted at all. So I think it will be super flattering for just having a baby. Super lightweight because it's cotton. Is it 100% cotton? 70% tanguise cotton, 30% linen. So it will be super nice for the summers in Arkansas. And yeah, I'm trying to think of flattering after having a baby. Because I fully expect on having a very large pooch from where baby was. Yeah, so I'm going to knit that and make it started on it if I finish those other 2 whips and if I don't cast on another baby knit. I don't really think, I think I have enough baby knits for the newborn size, but they're just so addicting to make. So, I don't know, like, I could knit the bigger sizes, but I know once baby's here, I'm going to want to knit the gender specific sizes or colored. So I don't know. It's just so fun to knit the baby stuff. Yeah. Okay. So that is all the knitting I have for this episode. If you guys don't want to hear about baby updates and life updates, you are more than welcome to check out now. Thank you for sticking with me and watching it so far. And if you want to hear how our appointment went today, then stick around and I'll tell you. Oh, wait. have a new acquisition. Like the most exciting one. Yeah, hold on. Guys, meet Houston. This is Houston the puppy, and he is a boxer. I know, I'm sorry, I woke him up. We currently have a 14-year-old boxer, and you can probably hear her snoring in the background. She's old, and she's blind. Well, she's completely deaf, and she's blind in one ear, or one ear. She's blind in one eye, and I mean, she's an old dog. Boxers typically live 10 to 12 years, and she's 14, so she's kind of living on borrowed time. But we realized once Whiskey, the boxer, the 14-year-old's gone, we won't have a house dog. And we really wrestled with the idea, do we want to have a house dog or not with baby? We decided we did, like, we have 2 guard dogs that are out with the goats, but they're not the kind, like, sorry. They're not the kind, you know, that you're going to take on a walk, or take to the park, or take on a hike, or to the lake. So, we wanted baby to grow up with a dog, so that baby's comfortable, you know, around dogs. And we absolutely love the boxer breed. And, you gonna say hi? Show them how cute you are. And we thought if we get a puppy now, while Whiskey's still with us, she can kind of teach it what to do. Whiskey needs to go out at night to pee, like every 3 hours, because she's old and can't really hold it. So we thought, we're already up multiple times a night to let her out to pee. It wouldn't be that much harder to just take a puppy out. So it's not like we were getting full night's sleep and now we're not with the puppy. And actually, the puppy he pretty much sleeps through the night, and we have to, like, wake him up when we take Whiskey out to take him out to pee. Like, how could you not want a puppy? So we decided, yes, we wanted to get a dog, and we decided we wanted to get one now, because this way we can have it house trained, and, you know, potty trained, and just, it'll know its surroundings before baby comes. That way we're not dealing with a puppy or a little puppy and a brand new baby all at the same time. So we figured we'd get him adjusted to life here on the homestead, and then baby can come and join us. So that was our thinking. We absolutely love him. Like, he's so snuggly. He just sleeps with Whiskey on their bed, or on Whiskey's bed. Most days they're 2 feet away from the wood stove, and they both like to be warm. They like the same things. You know, old people and babies, like, they like the same things. So, yeah, so far he's been pretty easy. But he is the reason on the drive back from Houston I did not get any knitting done, because he was just on my lap. Yeah. Whiskey would, like, she was on the back seat, and she would just lay down and sleep the whole drive. So she was easy. But the puppy just wanted to be held, and we'd only had him for, you know, a couple days at that point. So, so I did not get much knitting done on the drive back. We named him Houston because we got him in Houston, and we just thought that was a really cute name. So, alright, you gonna say hi? Say hi. You gonna go back and lay down with Whiskey? Alright, there you go. Go lay down with Whiskey. So, that was our big acquisition. And he's back down, cuddled up with Whiskey now. Yeah, so, okay, baby. Today was our 21-week appointment. Everything went well. Baby was super wiggly. They always have a hard time finding the heartbeat, because, so they're doing the Doppler on top of my stomach. And just by the time they find where baby is, baby like swims away. So obviously I know it doesn't swim away because there's not really that many places it can go, but it moves away from the Doppler. So they had the hardest time finding the heartbeat today. But I wasn't worried because they would find it and then it would go away. And so they knew that baby was super wiggly and moving, and so they couldn't find it because baby was so wiggly. At one appointment they couldn't find it and they couldn't hear any wiggles either. And I was starting to get panicked, because they're like, I don't hear anything. And so, my heart just dropped thinking, what if, something happened to baby? So I did not panic at all when they said they couldn't find the heartbeat because baby was moving too much. They found the heartbeat. It was nice and strong. And the doctor measured baby. Baby measures right at 21 centimeters. So they want baby to be the same number of centimeters as weeks. So baby measured 21 centimeters and I'm 21 weeks. So baby is right on track, not ahead, not behind. So that was perfect for us. On Monday, we have the anatomy scan. So that will be an ultrasound. And Tim will get to go to that. And it's not to find out the gender or anything. It will tell us if all of baby's organs are developing correctly. We opted not to do the screenings for like Down syndrome or any of those. I just feel like I asked the doctor if we do the screening and if it comes back abnormal, like if baby has a chance for Down syndrome, would they do anything different as far as treatment wise? Because if it comes back and there is a chance that baby's going to have Downs, then if they would treat it differently, I would by all means do the test because I would want baby to have the absolute best treatment it could, ahead of time. But she's like, no, there's not really anything more we would do. It's not like you can fix it, not that Downs needs fixing. If something came up abnormal, it's not like you can change it. She said the only thing would be if you wanted to abort the pregnancy or something like that. And we absolutely do not. If we have a Downs baby, we will love that baby just the same as if we don't have a Downs baby. So we decided not to do the screening. Also because sometimes it comes back abnormal and then you freak out, thinking your baby's going to have X, Y, Z, and then it was just, a fluke thing or whatever. So we decided not to do the screenings for, all the things that they screen for, unless something comes back abnormal at the anatomy scan. Then, if the brain's not the size it should be, then we'll do whatever test, we need to for the brain. But until we find something abnormal on the scan, we're not going to do the testings. I just don't feel they're necessary, and if they wouldn't change how my pregnancy is treated, then there's nothing they would do anyways, and I would just sit and worry longer. Excuse me. So, I'm looking forward to the anatomy scan on Monday. Tim will get to go. It will be the first time Tim will see the baby on the ultrasound screen. So, I'm super excited for that. And this past week, I felt baby move for the first time. I was sitting on the couch, and it was like, hey, wait a minute, I had to think about it, I just felt baby move. And so, I'm telling Tim, oh, I just felt baby move. I'm over, so excited. And Tim's like, high five! I was like, okay. But, it's not the same when you're trying to tell somebody, and they're just he was, don't get me wrong, he was super excited, but I'm not describing it to him and he's not understanding. I'm like, it feels like hot lava in my belly. But anyways, we felt baby move. I felt baby move for the very first time. And since then I felt it, a few times more. So that was exciting. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much everything. We're at almost 40 minutes, so I will wrap this up. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming back. Happy, 2018. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you later. All right. Bye.